Going on with this, thanks again for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast yet again, San Jose, California. So I'm just giving you guys my impressions or my reaction to the new 101 Scout. Very impressive. Let's just say the bike looks fantastic. Look how beautiful this thing is. All right, it's not in billiard gray, it's not in vivid black. It's in sunset red metallic with some graphics. Looks very, very nice. I like the wheel design, the size of the front wheel, the inverted forks, the piggyback shocks. Man, there's a lot to like here. A lot. Look how good this bike looks. So, of course, we have a new, I guess, 1250, or I believe they call it Speed Plus. You have the Power Plus, which is on the Charger Pursuit. Then you also have, what did they call it on the 60? On the Scout? On just the 60? Or the regular Scout? What do they call that engine? I'm not entirely sure. But this one looks new, all right? It looks different. I don't think... It could be a retweaked version of the Power Plus. Is that what it could be? I haven't seen the video, the promotional video, but... Man, this engine looks absolutely beautiful, all right? Both sides of the engine, it looks fantastic. Overall, I've been test riding a lot of the Scouts over the last couple of years. The demo truck has been coming to my local dealer. I could tell you guys on the Scout 60, on the Rogue, on the Bobber, the rear suspension is absolutely dog crap. All right, so I am looking forward to how this bike handles with the piggyback shocks, with the improved suspension. So I am very intrigued on seeing how this bike handles with the inverted forks and the rear suspension, because like I said, I've test ridden all of the Scouts, and I wasn't too happy about that rear suspension. The Nightster handles a little bit better, but let's see how this new Scout handles. So overall design, I like the wheels. You can also see the fairing on the front that looks like the Sport Chief. The color of course the forks it just ties in the whole bike. I wish I had a little bit more gold right here on the tank badging, just to kind of, you know, a match with the scheme of the piggyback and the inverted forks. You guys can let me know. Brembo brakes, massive floating brakes, of course. Man, just overall the bike looks fantastic. I'd say the only drawback really is, I guess, the 3.5 gallon tank, but quite honestly, with this windscreen, I think you would welcome the more frequent stops if you are touring. I mean, this isn't really a touring bike, but I'm just saying, you know, just laying down a little bit more highway miles, you would welcome the brakes, the fuel station stops, because of the, you know, the shorter tank. Of course, liquid cooled. A lot of performance, a little bit more modern, of course, but man, the bike looks fantastic. I really like the tank badging. Like I said, if they could have just incorporated a little bit more gold to tie in the piggyback and the front forks, that would have been fantastic. And I really like the quarter fairing that they have on here. So just overall, the bike's gorgeous. I think it looks way better than the Sportster S. All right, let's just say that. This is, of course, competing against the Sportster S. I think this bike looks way beyond improved or better than the Sportster S. There's no doubt about it. You guys can let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? The style wise, the performance, you know, how modern, of course, the technology it has. I think it's a win-win for Indian. Just the price tag, it's like $17,000. That's steep. Here we go, right here, 17,000 MSRP. But like I said, you get the improved suspension, you get the improved performance, styling, and of course you get that color. All right, you can't get a Sportster S for that price. So this is the Sportster S, $17,000 as well. Of course, inverted forks. I never really liked the styling of this. The cartoonish front wheel, the cartoonish cafe rear fender, the cartoonish exhaust. I'm not a huge fan. And of course, look how ugly this looks. Let's compare it to the left side of this one. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful. The Power Plus and it's also another good looking engine all the way around. Same thing with the regular Scouts. Same thing. Looks fantastic. Look at this hideous Frankenstein Revolution Max engine. Harley really dropped the ball on this. You know, you have that funky headlight pill. I believe that's what they call it, a pill headlight style. Not a big fan of it. Of course, a little bit too, you know, a little bit too dramatic on the overall styling of the bike. Single disc brake, of course. I mean, the bike, it's light. It weighs under 500 pounds, of course, but you get dual disc brakes on the Scout, on the 101. So you get the color, improved suspension, you get better stopping power, better suspension, and I believe styling wise, I really think the Scout looks fantastic. You don't get a fairing, you get a single disc brake, of course. You guys can, of course, decide. I'll do a comparison video that, you know, after or just separate. But of course, it weighs a little bit more than the Sportster S. Has decent amount of performance straight from the factory. You also have an alternative color, which is a ghost white metallic with graphics. I think the red one looks slightly better. But some features, limited tech trim. We have this on the Sport Chief or on the Chiefs, which is riding modes, ride command, TFT display. Very impressive, of course. All of this, I'm just saying, you're getting all of this under $17,000. Man, just look how beautiful the bike looks. Just, you know, just being parked on the side stand, the bike looks aggressive. It just screams performance. 1250 liquid cooled V-twin, which is the Speed Plus, 6-speed transmission, 3.5 gallon tank. Like I said, that could be a benefit when it comes to how little wind protection the bike has. And this is, like I said, this is more of a performance bike slash you know, city riding type of bike. So the less weight, of course, means more performance per pound. Just, man, look at how beautiful the bike looks. I really wish it had a little bit more of a full rear fender. I don't like the like this one over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm not a huge fan of the way that looks. I just wish they had a fender that just would stop like right around this area. Kind of like on the Lowrider S. I really like the way it looks. I'm just not a huge fan of the chopped rear fender. But I guess it goes with the styling of what this bike is. Man, this is a good looking bike, guys. The bike looks fantastic. I've been seeing a lot of Scouts around my area. So I believe they're selling. It's just that if I owned a Scout, I wish I had waited for this one. You know, as far as the price compared to the other options, what is it, an extra $5,000? Is that what that is? Not entirely sure. We'll have to look at you know, we'll have to look at all the other options, but I believe, of course, this is the most expensive Scout that they have, $17,000, and it's right up there with the Sportster S. But of course, Brembo brakes, dual disc brakes. You know, good stopping power considering that the bike weighs under 600 pounds. You have 2 years of unlimited miles warranty. You have quite a bit of technology, as you guys can see. Ride commands, which is, you know, something that I'm a fan of. You also have ABS. Wow, ABS is standard on this thing. Traction control also standard. So you do get quite a few features. And you know, once you compare it to the Sportster S, I think this is, you know, bang for your buck, the better option. It is. As far as, you know, the aftermarket, I believe this will have a little bit more support since it's been, you know, it's been out since 2016, I believe, 2016. I don't believe they changed the frame. I'm not entirely sure. As far as, I really don't know if they've done anything as far as the frame, or if it's on a new frame or anything. I have to watch the promotional video, but I really like the stance of the risers. I believe they're 6-inch risers, I believe. Moto style handlebars. You know, it's just everything about it. I really like what the Indian did here. If I was in the market for a Scout, this would be it. This one, like I said, you know, just the extra, what is it, 5,000? I would have to look at here. Let's real quick. Let's just look at what they have. All right, so just looking at the other options, it looks like they've went ahead and updated the engine displacement on all of the engines, but it looks like it has a different tune. The Sport Scout right here has 105 horsepower, while the 101 has 111 horsepower. And I believe it has a little bit more torque, but it looks like the price on all of those Scouts went up. You're now looking you're now looking at 13.5 for the Sport Scout, which is basically, I guess, their standard, because the bobber looked like it was a little bit over 12,000. So for just an additional $3,000, 3,500 ish, 3,500, you get improved suspension, stopping power, performance, and styling, right? Because you also get that beautiful color. I really like the wheels. I mean, everything, it looks like everything's been touched upon and improved, which is really nice. Yeah, it looks like it's well worth the extra $3,500 to get the 101. Man, this bike looks fantastic. Looks great. I like what they did. I'm gonna look at their promotional video. I believe it's like a 20-minute video. See what it's all about. See what they changed. If this is still the same frame, then you'll be able to fit all the aftermarket support from the previous Scout models. So I'm, you know, crossing my fingers that's the case. As far as aftermarket and the Revolution Max, there isn't much support for the Revolution Max as of yet. It's been out now for 2 years or whatever. So, I mean, there really isn't anything as far as the Harley-Davidson option when it comes to liquid-cooled performance. You can't say the aftermarket is there. You can't say the styling is there. It just, I guess it really depends on the person. I mean, if you really like this cartoonish style, then I guess this is the option you'll lean towards. But there's still some, you know, I don't think Harley has fixed all the bugs out of the Revolution Max. The Power Plus has been around for a while, so this is the Speed Plus. So maybe, like I said, maybe they retweaked it, or maybe it's a completely new design. But the Scout has been around since 2016, and of course you also have Victory, which has also been using that same platform for a while now. So I believe when it comes to just tried and true, I believe the Indian Scout is where it's at. It's just, you know, I believe it might be a little bit more reliable when it comes to, you know, the engine. But anyways, you guys can, of course, let me know what you guys think. I like what they did. Am I in the market for something like this at $17,000? I am not. You know, I'm not. But I'm looking forward to, you know, test riding it. So anyways, thanks for watching. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.